I will not even go to the bathroom in the change room because I don't want to go.
Oakville Trafalgar Community Center is truly a space for everyone, with such amenities as universal pool change rooms.
Well, yeah, they're being inclusive. They're being inclusive for men who are exposing themselves, men who are masturbating.
But I know a lot of the ladies that I swim with have seen it.
David Menzies for Rebel News here at the Oakville Trafalgar Community Center in Oakville, Ontario. And folks, just when you thought that transanity couldn't get any worse, well, think again. It just got worse. Here's the deal. Rebel News was tipped off by female patrons of this community center, the ones that use the swimming pool, and they told us that the town of Oakville has gone out of its way to accommodate transgenders and non-binary people. However, in doing so, they have created a pervert's paradise. And by that, I mean, folks, there is a so-called universal change room here at the community center that has led to several problematic incidents. When you change in the change room, it is indeed separate stalls. The problem is some men tend to change outside the stall, indecently exposing themselves. The shower area is completely communal. So men, women, boys, girls, they all shower together. Now, I've been told that the etiquette is you keep your swimsuit on when you are having a shower or rinsing off before using the pool. But again, some men have been exposing themselves, and if you can imagine, have been self-pleasuring themselves in front of women and girls. That's beyond gross. That is illegal. And yet, I've been told by my sources, when they reach out to staffers here, they don't want anything to do with this. And they say that a man masturbating is practicing, quote, proper hygiene, end quote. What? Have you ever experienced that here? Or?
I know a lot of the people who I swim with have experienced it.
Really?
Yeah.
I know somebody complained from our group.
Oh, yes?
But it was a one-off.
Okay,
and
then.
They have put signs up.
The pool's universal change rooms offer an accessible space for everyone, accessible to people with reduced mobility, and allows people of all gender identities, parents, caregivers, and groups to be together in the same space.
As well, folks, when my sources reach out to the politicians and bureaucrats here at the town of Oakville, their concerns are dismissed. They are told, that's the complainants, that is, that they are not, quote, progressive enough, end quote. How does catering to men doing perverted activities in the change room and shower, how is that progressive? It's unbelievable. If you really have a problem as a lady who wants to shower in a female shower, you can do so. You go across the common area to the weight room area of the community center. You go into the female shower. You have your shower in a female-only environment. But think about it. Once you're showered off, you got to walk through the public area all the way to the swimming pool, and you are dripping wet. And naturally, you are leaving a trail of water behind you. I would suggest that's a slip and fall hazard, as well as being, potentially embarrassing for people that really don't want to parade themselves in a swimsuit through the facility. Oh, and I should tell you one more thing about that communal swimming pool. It is not completely enclosed. In other words, folks, people who are in the swimming pool, be it females or children, they can look into the shower area, and if one of those perverts is doing his shtick, they get a ringside view, if you want. What do you think about this communal shower? Because hate it?
Hate it.
Yeah.
I hate the change rooms. I hate everything about it. I hate it. I will not even go to the bathroom in the change room because I don't want to go to the washroom beside somebody else.
Wow.
Such a complicated question.
Is it really?
Yeah, you just want to make everything accessible for everyone, right? So it's a fine line.
But the problem is the perverts are taking advantage of this.
Yeah, I don't think there's perverts. I just think people forget. That's my honest opinion. I think people forget they're in a public washroom because not all pools are the same, right? All the other pools have different male and female, and I think you just forget you're at this pool where you just can't do that.
I don't think this is acceptable. I think we had a perfectly fine system, male, female, and family / all gender change rooms and showers. When we talk to the complainants, they reach out to the bureaucrats, the politicians at the city, and they're saying, this is your problem. You're not progressive enough.
I don't agree with that. I think that, like, the YMCA has a family change room, a men's change room, and a women's change room, and I think everybody has the right to use what they're comfortable with.
Indeed. Doesn't that cover all the bases?
Yes.
What about these allegations of males pleasuring themselves? Have they forgotten they're in a public place?
I don't know. I think it's an exaggeration because sometimes they're alone. There's nobody there. So that's my opinion. That's what I've seen.
And the town is saying this is the future template for new community centers, but it's problematic.
It is, definitely.
Okay.
I mean, the change rooms don't even go floor to ceiling. So, like, you're in the change room, and even though you're in your own cubby, you still feel exposed because people can go under, people can go over. Yeah.
And folks, we did go to the front desk to see if we could get a manager on camera, and unfortunately, they said they were not permitted to comment. I only got this one blanket stay. I sent like 6 questions.
Okay.
And I mean, I just find it a disturbing situation.
That's fine, sir. We just won't be able to talk about it. Like, you're going to have to speak to our leadership team.
Can I just ask you, have you heard of these complaints, though?
No comment. Like, you're going to have to speak to our leadership team.
They wouldn't even comment on, I thought, was the single most important question. Have you heard of these incidents of indecent exposure and self-pleasuring going on in the shower room? She couldn't comment. And folks, I'm glad we went up to the ladies at the desk, because above the desk, there were all these different multicolored flags that are part of that whole LGBT, et cetera, community. And I'm not just talking rainbows. When I saw the flags, I Googled LGBT flags, and I came up with a list of 35. The rainbow is passé. Now you've got separate flags for gender fluid pride and gender queer pride. What's the difference? Non-binary pride, agender pride, demi-girl pride. I don't even know what all this stuff means, but I think the people running this community center, in terms of the woke bureaucrats and the woke politicians in the town of Oakville, you clearly see what team they are on. It sounds like this has been designed to be a pervert's paradise.
I don't know if I'd say that, but
well, I think if you're a man exposing yourself and pleasuring yourself, I mean, that's illegal.
Yeah. I mean, I think that sometimes people forget where they are, and then they just shower the way that they do at home. But I haven't seen it, but I know a lot of the ladies that I swim with have seen it on a number of occasions.
Do you think the town should go back to the old days, male, female, a family, all gender room? And
yes.
Yeah.
1,000%.
All right, then. Thanks for your time, ma'am. Thank you. In any event, I did reach out to the town of Oakville, corporate communications department of the town of Oakville. They did get back to me. They did not answer my 6 questions specifically. Instead, they gave me the following blanket statement. Quote, universal change rooms were introduced to make facilities more inclusive and accessible for all users, including families, people with disabilities, and people with diverse gender identities, end quote. It is the town indeed admitting that they are going out of their way to accommodate a group of people that isn't even a fraction of 1%. And in doing so, have unfortunately created what I call a pervert's paradise. I'll finish the statement. Quote, this design is now common across newly designed Ontario recreation centres. To maintain hygiene and comply with Ontario's public health standards, patrons are asked to take a brief shower before entering and after leaving the pool, while wearing appropriate swim attire at all times. This practice follows the requirements outlined in Regulation 565. The town of Oakville has clear policies to address inappropriate behavior in all public facilities, including universal change rooms. Staff maintain a visible presence through regular walkthroughs and enhanced signage, and any incidents are addressed promptly. If there is unlawful behavior, Halton Regional Police are contacted immediately to ensure a safe and respectful environment for all patrons. The town is committed to maintaining inclusive facilities that are safe for all residents, and there are no plans to change this approach, end quote. Well, yeah, they're being inclusive, all right. They're being inclusive for men who are exposing themselves, men who are masturbating. I don't think that's the kind of inclusivity I want to subscribe to. What is it with the town of Oakville? Do you remember going back just a few years ago, the infamous Busty Lemieux? Yeah, he was a high school teacher dressing as a grotesque caricature of a female wearing Z-cup breasts. Yeah, so I guess when you're going to be inclusive of that, you're pretty much going to be inclusive of everybody. I think it's a disgrace. I think in the name of wokeness and progressiveness that the town of Oakville is really creating an unsafe space for women and girls, and it should be brought to an end. And by the way, folks, if you are an attendee of this facility and you have stories to tell, we would love to hear from you. Please reach out at tips@rebelnews.com. That's tips@rebelnews.com. Thank you so much. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, I know you love it when Rebel News brings you the other side of the story. And case in point, this disgrace at the Oakville Trafalgar Community Center. Do you think the mainstream media would ever do a story on this? I mean, they would shrug. They're probably down with so-called universal change rooms as an example of diversity, equity, or inclusion. But the thing is, we need your help. Can you do me a favor? Can you go to rebelfieldreports.com? That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation.